You're ready for an upgrade, but you don't know what friction material to use. We're hanging out with Delton from South Bend Clutch, and he's going to learn us a thing or two about what you need for your car or truck. So Delton, you guys use, what, 4 or 5 different friction materials? I guess it'd be across both diesel truck applications and car applications. What are you guys using for either individual compounds or mixture of compounds for different horsepower and driving combinations?
Sure. So obviously, horsepower torque numbers are determined by friction coefficient and also plate load. So there's a couple different scenarios that we use when building a clutch kit per the application. We have a performance organic material, which is used quite often in a lot of our applications as either a primary friction or as a secondary friction in the dual friction applications.
Right.
Our performance organic material, we call it a performance organic simply because it's got a very, very high woven brass content in it. So as you can see, there's just a lot of brass material in there.
Right.
That increases the burst point of the disc. So specifically in high RPM car applications or gas applications, it essentially holds things together much better, and it dissipates the heat much more efficiently. Another popular friction compound that we use specifically into car applications, not so much into diesel applications simply because of the RPM and torque range, but in the car applications you've got the higher RPM and not as high of a torque number, is our Kevlar material.
Okay.
Kevlar material, yeah, it's nice and soft.
It is. It is.
It feels like leather.
Right.
The nice thing about Kevlar is the fact that it has zero wear properties on the iron. So whether it's the flywheel or the pressure plate.
How does that do with heat?
That's one of the downsides to Kevlar. It has a very tight window for heat in the fact that if it gets hot, it will literally disintegrate. What's different with our Kevlar compared to some of our competitors out there is we're 100% Kevlar versus some of our competitors are using like a 5% Kevlar with a lot of paper filler.
And the paper wears out quite a bit.
Correct.
Quicker than the Kevlar.
And it doesn't take the heat.
Right.
So Kevlar is used a lot in drift applications or high RPM, high shift applications.
Right.
It works really, really well, just not so well in the diesel applications.
Right, when you're 3,000 RPMs, that's a high. I mean, you're normally, what, 1,500 or 2,000?
Right.
Versus those drift cars are, what, 6,000 and 7,000 RPMs and ripping it.
And then we have the ceramic material. So all of these clutches are car applications. We've got a Jeep application, we've got a Mustang application, and a TDI, VW TDI application. So with the ceramic material, we generally pair ceramic up with the performance organic, so you get the softer engagement of the performance organic, and then you get the aggressiveness and the ability to hold the heat, or withstand heat on the ceramic material.
Okay.
We use a lot of the performance organic material and the ceramic material in the diesel applications, as well as the car applications, so our endurance clutches and things of that nature.
Right. And I know in the diesel applications, like the guys that are maybe a little bit more, I guess, higher on the horsepower range are going to more of the ceramic, same thing with the competition. And then you have more of the stock or a couple hundred horsepower of stock applications are using more of this mixture.
Correct. So within all these frictions, we have full face material frictions as well as button style frictions. So in the diesel applications, we have button style of the ceramic and the performance organic and such. So what we commonly use in the twin disc applications is the either full organic material in a button form, or once you get into the super street application for the diesels, it's a button style ceramic, both sides of both discs. Or our regular street dual disc that we've had around for years is a button style organic with a button style ceramic, half and half. And they work really, really well.
And then all your clutches pretty much have, in the cars, it's the rear wheel horse rating, or no, crank, I believe, in the
Crank,
cars.
yeah.
And then the diesel applications actually ground power.
So in the gas applications, everybody refers to amount of hold, whether it be torque or horsepower. The gas applications generally refer to a torque number, and it's generally a crank horsepower, torque number.
Gotcha.
In the diesel applications, it's a rear wheel horsepower number.
Right.
So don't worry so much with we don't advertise so much the torque number as much as the horsepower number
Right.
in the diesel applications. And then you have all kinds of different variations as far as the discs, whether it's a solid hub disc or a sprung disc like this.
Right. Good deal, man. Well, I think you guys learned a thing or two, and if you have any questions at all, hit us up or check out our website at alligatorperformance.com.